Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Breaking Rideshare. So for today's episode, this one's going to be a doozy, I guess. So apparently Lyft has rolling out its new Snitch feature that it has available for its consumers. Now, I'm sure people are wondering if this is like a good or bad thing. On the consumer end, in a general sense, it's a good thing, of course, because now essentially what's happening is a rider could potentially report a bad incident while in the process of getting to where they need to be. They can do things like report immediately if the driver is drunk, if he's harassing them, etc. But here's the problem with it, because again, it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of like a pro and con. The pro is obviously, yeah, if something's happening in that instant, you can let Uber know. But there's an immediate con after that. What is Uber gonna do at the end of the day? Like, they're not gonna do anything. They're gonna tell you to call 911, which is probably your first option in the first place, and probably what you should be doing immediately should there be a real emergency going on. Now, the only thing that bothers me the most about this, and again, I think the only pro to the situation is that something can be reported and documented, and Uber can have it documented as well as soon as it happens. Now, I think the rest of this is honestly really, really bad. I say that because a lot of people don't think about this, but for the drivers, like, you guys got to understand, these are people, like people that do Uber, like me. We're people at the end of the day, and we're just trying to make, some cash, even if it's just like a little side hustle. There are people out there that do this for a living. And I'm saying that because most of you may not know this, or whoever's watching, but there are people out there that are like pros at learning how to game the system. And it's a very common thing with Uber and Lyft. Basically what happens is when somebody reports an incident with Uber and Lyft, pretty much the ride that they just took, they can potentially get that money back. And there are people out there that do this religiously, just because they know all they have to do is say that the rider was falling asleep or the rider was drunk when they actually weren't, and they can get their money back. And it's unfortunate because you got people that take advantage of that. And when that happens, obviously somebody's livelihood could potentially be at stake. Like, just because somebody's driving for Uber doesn't mean they don't have a family at home or they don't have bills to pay. And when they can't do that, it causes a big problem for the people that are just trying to make some money. And please understand, guys, I'm not saying that nobody should ever report something on a driver. If something is legitimately wrong, yeah, call 911 and let Uber know what's going on so they can document as well. But the problem is that even Uber has admittedly talked about being worried about somebody abusing this feature, because again, people can game the system. And if you guys have never called like Uber customer service or anything like that, you're not going to get, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get like a normal person. You're going to get somebody that barely speaks English, probably from India or something like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying somebody from India isn't qualified to handle the job, but it's one of those things. You guys know what I mean. Like, it's kind of like nobody is really taking into consideration on that end what's going on. It's just kind of automated. You may as well be talking to a brick wall or a robot, because they're not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. And both the drivers and the passengers deal with this situation as well. But when somebody reports something on a driver, the driver is automatically put on suspension or potentially even deactivated completely from the app. And it's not okay. I just want to kind of get on here just to kind of talk about this, because I think it's insane that Uber, they roll out this stuff without kind of thinking everything fully through. Like, if you're gonna have this snitch feature, you should have something where the drivers that are involved can state their claim as well. There's only so much we can do. We can do get a dash camera so we have proof, but even then, it takes a while for it to process through and for Uber to even look at it and just determine whether the incident that the passenger claims happened even actually happened. And that's the downside. I just think there needs to be a change, because obviously ride sharing is not going anywhere. But at the same time, the passengers and the drivers need to be protected in any situation, right? This isn't like a taxi cab where every driver has like that barrier that taxis have, and the world isn't any safer, to be honest. So I just really hope things change. And I don't know who's actually watching this stuff, but I mean, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you guys found this informative, that Uber has this new feature. Maybe you just weren't aware of it. It's in like the app somewhere. Just go into the features and go into the personalization app or whatever the case is. I'm not sure exactly where you go because I haven't taken Uber in a while, but I'm definitely gonna be looking more so into this feature. And yeah, but that's just my take on the situation. I've dug into it a little bit, but this is obviously something brand new. But it definitely needs to be addressed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, smash that like button for me. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in another day or two. Take care.